Good morning, everyone. My name is Karla, and you have reached my Flosstube channel, KarlaBeingCrafty, where I talk about mostly cross stitch, but also other crafts that I like to do, and a little bit of life thrown in. Today is Sunday. It's August 30th, and this is my 59th Flosstube episode. If you are new finding my channel, welcome. I'm so glad to have you here, and I hope that you like what you see and want to like and subscribe and all that good stuff. If you are one of my returning viewers, I am so glad to see you here today, and like I'm actually seeing you. I'm glad that you're here today, and I'm glad that you're watching. And you know, I enjoy so much doing these videos and getting to, you know, virtually spend time with the people that I know are out there watching, and so I really enjoy it. I feel like my camera is a bit tilted. I'm going to tilt it back a little bit. Didn't change anything. Oh well. So it is a little bit overcast here today in Southern California, which I gotta say I don't mind at all, because we've been having like ridiculous weather the last 2 weeks, like in the 90s up to, you know, 100 and past, and I don't like it. It's supposed to be quite a bit cooler this coming week, in the 80s, the low 80s even, and you know, like going down into the 60s at night, which is good because I don't have to have my air conditioning blasting all night, which saves on the pennies. In fact, I went to sleep last night and I didn't even have my air conditioning on, and then I woke up in the middle of the night and I was all sweaty, so I turned it on. Yeah, but I was able to like actually fall asleep without the air conditioning blasting, which hasn't happened for the last 2 weeks at all. So yeah, so it's a little bit overcast today. The sun kind of came out and then it kind of went away again. I'm fine. If it wants to stay overcast all day, I'd be thrilled. If it wants to like rain a little bit, I think there's like a 10% chance of rain. Go ahead. We could use the rain. So, tooth update. I went to the dentist Friday. Today's Sunday. Just for like a check, you know, a check to see if I was healing properly and everything. And he said that I am healing. I'm not healed, but I'm healing in the proper manner. And so my follow-up like bridge stuff is scheduled for the kind of the first week after the first week of October, because I need like that time to heal. I do have another dentist appointment scheduled in a couple weeks, because they didn't actually get to do like a full exam on me, because I went in because I was having a problem, so they want to do a full exam. And I'm sure I need some other like fillings and stuff, and I'm probably going to put that off till next year. I can only deal with so much mouth pain and stress at one time, so I think I'm going to push that out a little bit, because nothing's really bothering me or anything like that. But anyway, I'm still a little bit sore, you know, off and on in my mouth. I'm still being careful, obviously, what I eat. I still haven't really eaten anything very crunchy, you know, that I have to really chow down on. So I'm trying to stick to more softer type things, although I'm eating pretty normally, but, you know, just not, I'm not eating any Doritos or anything like that. I really wanted popcorn the other night, and I hemmed and hawed, and I ended up not making it because I wasn't sure if popcorn was a good idea. But I've been having popcorn cravings, so that I might try that out maybe this afternoon. But yeah, so you know, I'm doing fine as far as that goes. So thank you everyone who sent me well wishes and, you know, commiserated with me about how scary it is to go to the dentist and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, let's get into the stuff I did this week. So I had a little tiny start and finish that I did yesterday, actually. This is a free chart, and I don't even know where I found it. I think I looked up like free Halloween charts or something like that, and then there was different things that came up, and anyway, so I was scrolling around. But this is a Stitch People chart, and it's like a whole chart where you're supposed to stitch all of the characters and Happy Halloween. And I'll show you in a second why. I wanted to make maybe a few little ornaments. So I just took the franc and the Rite of Franc and stitched those up on this little piece of scrap Aida, and then I put the Made for Each Other on there. And I'm gonna finish this. I ordered some 3-inch wooden hoops, and then some more of the tiny hoop things, like these, that they're gonna come next week sometime, to maybe make some more ornamenty type things, because I've been wanting to get like a little ornament tree for a while. I don't celebrate Christmas. I'm Jewish, so I don't have the whole Christmas tree thing, but I thought it would be really cool to get like a branch, you know, and have Halloween smalls on there, and then, you know, I could do Hanukkah smalls if I wanted to. Not that I don't believe in a Hanukkah tree, or a Hanukkah bush, but still, it would be a nice way to display them. And then, you know, I could do Valentine's stuff, and, you know, and just something that I could decorate for the seasons. I'm not big on changing out my decor, you know. Sometimes I get really into it, and then I'm really bad about putting it away, so I'll do something all Halloween-y and you'll see it there in January. But I have been wanting to get like a branch or something, and I was looking online, and first of all, I couldn't find any kind of branch thing, like the thing that I had in mind, online. I mean, I know it's probably something I could get at like Michael's or Joann's, but I'm not going out to any places during this time, so that was kind of out. So I was looking online on Amazon, and they did have things that I was interested in, but they were like, tended to be really expensive, like $30, $40, $50, $60, over $100. And I was like, that, no. I mean, not for just something that I want to put up and, you know, just as a fun thing. Then I saw this little lighted, it was supposed to be like a cherry blossom tree. It was black, you know, with the little lights on it. For $15 on Amazon. I thought, that's cute, so I ordered it. I got it. They sent me the wrong thing. They sent me one that is actually like $23 or something. But actually, I kind of like it. So this is the tree I got, and it does light up. It takes 3 batteries, and then it does light up. Can you even see that? And I think it's really cute. Now, I wasn't expecting this flocked stuff because that, as I said, they didn't send me the right one. But I think I actually like this one better than the one I ordered. The only thing I don't like is, it's like I said, it's got this flocked stuff, which I don't really mind so much in the branches because I just think it kind of makes it look weathered. But I don't like it down here. But I was figuring, like, when I do decorate, I can use this base and put moss or put flowers or whatever. So anyway, so I got this tree. I think it's kind of cool looking, even if I don't put anything on it, but then I thought it would be nice if when I make smaller patterns, that I could make them into little pillows or little flats or whatever that can be hung. Obviously, I haven't been stitching that long. I don't have that many smalls that I've done, but I do have one ornament that I did last year, which was the first time I'd ever used even weave. Let me see if I have it right here. I do. Yeah, this was my little ornament thing that I did last year, and again, it was to test out even weave, and this was out of the Cross Stitch magazine, and I finished it like with a magnet, and I have a little magnet board that I was putting it on, but I also thought that it could be, you know, cute to kind of put on my tree. So that kind of inspired it, and then I thought I could make some other small things specifically for it, or just as I go along. If there's patterns that I see that are smalls that I don't know what I would do with them, I have the tree. So that's what I did this for, and I'm going to put it in one of the little 3-inch hoops. Not this one, this is what I used to, this is a 3-inch hoop, but this is what I just used to stitch it. But when I get the little wooden 3-inch hoops, I'm going to put it in that, and then maybe I'll decorate the hoop, paint it, put glitter on it, I don't know. But, and then I will be able to hang it. Maybe it's a little big, I don't know. But that is my idea anyway, and so I did this little finish. I actually could, like, these guys are small enough, because this is on an 18 count Aida. If I did them singly, they would fit in these like little tiny hoops. These. So I could do a couple of those and hang them from the tree, and that would actually look really cute. So anyway, that's my idea. I might get really gung ho on that. I might decide not to do it, because that's how I am. I change my mind. That's the theme of my this Flosstube episode, is that I reserve the right to change my mind about what I'm doing or what my plans are at any time. Speaking of which, I had another new start this week, which I told you guys I wasn't going to do. So I had it all planned out to do. I was going to start this on my birthday, and then I decided not to start it because I felt like I had too many whips going. And then this past week I got, you know, a bug in my ear, and I decided I did want to start it. So I started the Satsuma Street Leo. Part of why I wanted to do this, part of it is because, like, last year I did the Lion of Judah on my birthday, and I'm a Leo, and I thought it would be cool, kind of on top of my Black Cat birthday style, which I think I'm going to do one of those every year. I thought it's kind of nice to do a lion pattern on my birthday or near my birthday. So I did that last year, and then I was going to do this one this year, and then I changed my mind and said I wasn't, and then I changed my mind back, and I started it. And I've never worked on black fabric before, Aida or otherwise, so it was interesting to start something on black fabric. This is a 14 count Aida, and it's kind of a stiff one. So I have to say, as far as it being black, I don't know that I can necessarily see the holes that great, but I can feel them, so it hasn't been very hard to stitch on this so far. I don't know if it would be, I think it might be difficult to stitch on very dark or black fabric that wasn't like a 14 count Aida. So I don't know. I actually messed up on this a little bit. The flowers are all supposed to be this sort of, I'm trying to find, now the sun's coming out and I have my window open, so it's making a big glare. They're all supposed to be purple on the outside with the blue in the middle. And the first one I did, which was this one, I messed up and did it backwards because both of the symbols, they're the same symbol, but one was open and one was filled in. So I grabbed the wrong floss. I didn't feel like pulling it out, so I just decided there's like 6 flowers, so I'm going to do 2 the opposite way and then the other 4 the way that they're supposed to be. I still think it looks cute. Yeah, so I started this. Pretty easy stitch. It's funny, this week I noticed that my projects were all either on like 14 count Aida, which is pretty easy to stitch on and fairly fast, or teeny. So I thought that was kind of funny. Alright, so that was my new start. Whips. I did work on Ella, the Frog Princess, my memorabilia, for a little bit this week. Where's my picture? Ah, there she is. Oops. No, showing you the chart. Okay. So I did a few more stitches over here, and then I went over to a different page and I started working over here. So I think that I'm gonna kind of go from here right now. Then I'll probably move down a little bit, and then I may move the frame to move up, just because of the comfort of stitching on with this big frame. But I really am enjoying this piece. I like it. I like mirrors. I have another one that you guys know if you saw my videos in the last month or so. I bought two when I bought this one. I bought Florentina, I think is her name. She's sitting on the bench with the white cat next to her. So when I finish this one in the next year or so, I will probably start Florentina. I did not work on Froth and Bubble yesterday, even though it was the 29th. I probably will work on it today. Yesterday was my dad's birthday. My dad passed away when I was 10, but it was his birthday. I was over at my brother's yesterday, which has nothing to do with each other. The fact that it was my dad's birthday was just coincidental. But because my dad's birthday was coming up, I kind of did want to work on the pieces that remind me of him, or that I'm kind of doing because of him. So I have two of those, and actually I ended up working on both of them this week. I worked just a little bit on To Everything There Is a Season. And I don't have the pattern easily accessible to me, but it's like a frame with the 4 seasons in each corner, and then the Ecclesiastes verse. So I haven't worked on, I put this away. This is one of the ones I put away for like the winter, and I just pulled out. So okay, this is how far I've gotten total. So I finished this all before I put it away. So then what I worked on this week, I'm having trouble with this fabric, guys. I don't know why. I'm like being very fumbly with this one. Sorry. Okay, so I worked on all of that. A little bit of this gold stuff, which I have to do in small batches because when I started this, I was a very new stitcher. I started this probably about a year ago, so I'd only been stitching for maybe 3 or 4 months. So I didn't really know anything, and I was very into like, let's try out all kinds of different things. So the metallic here, it's actually a stripe. It's like 2 gold colors, like a lighter gold and a darker gold, mixed with a metallic gold. So 1 strand of each. And it's supposed to make a stripe. The colors are not super different, so it's pretty subtle, the striping. But in any case, I decided to use the DMC metallic, which, as everyone knows, is not a fun... Excuse me, I had a sneeze caught in my nose there. It's not really super fun to work with, the DMC metallic. So when I first started, I did like a whole bunch, you know, because here I am new and I'm stitching along, kind of like, this is a big pain to work with. And now that I know better and I know it's a pain, I'm not super enthusiastic to do this, and this border is like over the whole thing. So I have to do just a little bit at a time every time I sit down to stitch this one. I'm going to have to be dedicated to do that, because otherwise I'm going to end up at the end with that border, and it's never ever going to get done if that's all I have left to do. So anyway, but I did get quite a bit done in here during one evening. There's a lot of like thread changes on this. The colors are, I pulled my own colors. It was charted in DMC, and I pulled what I had, but what I didn't have, I just did other things. So, you know, some of the colors are kind of a subtle change, but I still think it's really beautiful. I love this corner, the apple tree corner. And so this is the summer one, and I'm working across towards spring, I think. Spring or fall, I'm not sure. But there's a lot of back stitching on it, which I've said before I don't mind, although I do it as I go. So when I was like working on this, when I finished like the bottom part, I back stitched everything, and I think it's kind of fun actually to do back stitching, especially if you're doing it as you go along, because if you finish a section and then you back stitch it, it really comes to life. So Okay, and the other thing that I worked on, which is also kind of dedicated to my dad, and I worked on this yesterday, is my classic Pooh. I have talked about this a lot last year. If you're new, it reminds me of my dad because there's this whole memory that I have of him reading me Winnie the Pooh. And this story is the one that I have the memory about. And then, so when I found this, I was really delighted to have it. I found this weird fabric that on eBay that I kept going back to, but I was like, what could you possibly stitch on it? It's like this blue with these big splotches of pink. I think it's called gelati, and it was like a discontinued fabric or something. But then once I found this pattern, I realized that this piece of fabric to me kind of looked like clouds with like sky with big pink clouds, and I thought it would be perfect. It like just fits, and I'm gonna have to do it as wall hanging because there's not even enough extra space to do like framing, but that's fine. I did not think that this was going to be such a huge stitch, but it is. It's only 3 colors. It's the black outline, the color of Pooh Bear, and then I chose this like really pretty bright blue for the balloon. But yesterday when I was over at my brother's, I just worked on a lot more of the black outline for Pooh Bear, and I got all of like his tummy and the whole foot here, and then I did a little bit more here with, you know, this is like his back ear, and then this is the front ear. But obviously there's stitches that come down. But anyway, so I got a lot more done on that. I think once I get all the black, then I mean it's just gonna be fill-in. So this is gonna be a very easy stitch, but it's gonna take forever because it's huge. I mean, it's just huge. But I'm gonna love it when it's done. So that's what I worked on the 29th. Instead of Froth and Bubble, I worked on this twofold because I was at my brother's, and this is an easy thing to stitch on, and also because this is a remembrance of my dad, and yesterday was his birthday. And I have this in my little cat bag that I made with the accessories. Well, the accessories are this inside fabric. So I have a little floss bag and my little needle and scissors bag that go with this. I know there's people, they show their bags every single time. I never do, but I did make this one. I think this was the first, this may have been the first one I made. One of the, well, I don't know. I've made 5, I think. Okay, there's that. Then, I worked on my ink circles, Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble. This was out of either the 2012-2013 Cross Stitch Halloween edition. There was an ink circles in each one of those, and I can't remember what year. But this one's called Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble, and I think I've been doing Flosstube for over a year, and today I just feel like awkward, like I can't hold anything properly. Okay, there we go. So I did this whole area right there. No, I'm lying. I did this whole area right here. I finished this little goblin-y guy and did that swirly thing. I'm really loving the colors on this. I'm glad also that I picked up the green accents. I think that they add a lot. And this one is really fun to stitch. It's interesting to do the ink circles because it's kind of like, where do I go next and everything. So I definitely, when I finish this one, I think I might want to do another ink circles. I just need to look and see which calls me. There's another Halloween one that was not, I'm sure it maybe was in a magazine, but I don't have the magazine. But it's like ghosts. So I think that one might be, or maybe I'll just not do Halloween at all and go to something else. I don't know. But I do like it. I also like their mandalas that are kind of, like I've seen people do them kind of rainbow, and that might be kind of a cool thing to do. Okay, then the last whip I worked on, this is another I changed my mind thing. And I'm going to blame this. Sorry, somebody was whistling outside my window. And I wanted to see if somebody was going to pass me. Because I have my window wide open. And although it's fun to do Flosstube, you kind of like forget that I'm basically sitting here staring at a camera and talking to myself. So if somebody passes my window, that's just the tiniest bit embarrassing. Okay, so, sorry. I digress. I'm going to blame this on Bree from Bree's Stitching Stuff because this is the autumn cat that I got from Forster Embroidery, and I got this was a free pattern. I don't know if it's still on there, but if you're interested, check it out because, as I said, it was free download. And I got this back in March for Erin Two Martini Stitcher's birthday sal. She was working on anything Forster Embroidery or anything that was like Irish or green themed because of her heritage and when her birthday is, etc., etc. So I started it on 22 count Hardanger, this bright red Hardanger, and I started it with a bunch of Needle Necessities variegated flosses, and I thought it would be really cool to use this floss, this variegated floss, for the big cat. And I did the whole head, and I just didn't like it. It was too stark. So I put it away. I didn't look at it for a couple months, and then I was like binge watching Bree, and she did the same pattern. And it was really, it reminded me that, yeah, I actually really do like that pattern. It's really cute. So I pulled it out again, and I was looking at it, and it's like the stitches are so tiny because it is on Hardanger. And so the idea of frogging it was not appealing. But I hemmed and hawed, and then this past week, actually it was last Sunday after my video that I did this, I went ahead and did the mind change and pulled it out of Purgatory and went ahead and frogged all of those, the head of the cat. I left the ears because what I decided to do is I'm still using the same floss and I'm using the variegated, but I'm cutting out the white. So I'm just using like the dark gray to light gray variegation. And so it's still a little bit variegated, but not quite so stark. And I think he looks really good now. So basically, I'm not that much further along than the last time you guys saw it but I had to pull all of those teeny tiny stitches out. I left the ears because at that point I decided I was going to still use the same floss, just cut out the white, and the ears didn't have any of the white in it. So I was able to leave the ears and then just go forward from there. I also added this color in for a few leaves. I finished this leaf that wasn't there before. I did this leaf and this leaf. So, yeah. So I was back to working on these teeny tiny stitches, and I'm loving this again. So that's all thanks to Bree for inspiring me to pull it back out and work on it again. Okay. And when I put it away, I put it in this teeny tiny bag, and I haven't like put it back into a big bag, so now I'm like shoving it in here, and I probably should Change that out today. Okay. So that's it as far as my whips and stuff I worked on this week. My plans, as I told you, I didn't work on Froth and Bubble yesterday, so I think I'm going to work on it a little bit today, because I do like that idea of at least having one day a month, because it's part of the Long Dog Leap Day sale. I didn't start it for that, but I jumped on that sale because A, I wanted to be in the sale. B, I didn't want to start another Long Dog because, oh my God, one's enough at a time. And I thought it was like a good idea that if you had one day a month that you were dedicated to working on it a little bit, and then you had the 4 years, that it will get done. It won't get set aside for like months at a time and then, you know, never get finished. Because I do want to finish it. I love it. I don't like the fabric that I'm doing it on. It looks beautiful. It is very hard to work with. But I started using it on my with a lap stand, the table stand, and that makes it a little bit easier. It's a 14 count. It should be super easy, but it's so stiff. It's really just hard to push the needle through this really stiff fabric. So, you know, so there's that. But as I said, once I put it on the table stand, it's better. So I will be working on that today, and it's this one, this Froth and Bubble Long Dog. So I'll work on this today, and, you know, probably just a little bit. I'll get a little bit further, but I'll show you guys next week, of course. And then the other thing that I'm going to be starting this week for Sampler September, where did I put it? Here, is the Sampler Osha, which I've talked to you guys about for the last 3 weeks, that I'm going to be doing on with Sulky. Which I've never worked with before, so that's kind of exciting. And this is exciting to me because really, I'm not really a reproduction sampler person. I mean, I think they're beautiful, but they're not beautiful like I want to have one or that I want to stitch on one. Although I did see one of the, what do they call them? Little gems from Hands Across the Sea that's all roses, and my mom's name is Rosalind. And so she really, you know, roses are kind of, you know, symbolic of her, and I kind of like it and want to do it for her. But I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But anyway, I saw this sampler, even with the alphabets and everything, and I love it. So it's exciting to me that I found a sampler that I really like. And I'm excited to try the Sulky threads. And the only concern I had is I have this piece of, this is a 20 count ice blue Aida that I got from 123 Stitch because it was on clearance. You know, I was ordering some other stuff and I happened to look on the clearance, and there were 2 pieces of fabric that were such a good price. So I got this ice blue Aida, and I was concerned because it's a 20 count that this Sulky wouldn't work, because I haven't ever seen anybody in the floss tubes that I've been watching work with Sulky on 20 count. Which reminds me, I'm doing another aside. I got a message from Brenda, Handwork Maniac. I've been watching her since I very, very first started watching Flosstube and started stitching, and I love watching her stuff. And she, you know, I aspire to be as good of a stitcher as she is, and you know, I've sent her some messages and stuff like that, and she's occasionally messaged me and whatever, but she messaged me this week with just the sweetest little comment, and you know, that she's been watching my videos. And oh my gosh, when you find out that somebody that you really admire in the stitching world watches your videos somewhat regularly and then tells you, that makes you feel awesome. So anyway, thank you, Brenda, for that little message. It just made my day. Anyway, back to the Sulky and the 20 count. I did a little test stitch to see if it would be too bulky or whatever, and I don't think it is at all. I think it looks really nice. It looks really smooth. That's one thing people have said about Sulky, because it's like a round floss, you know, round thread instead of the flat floss. Yes. That it's just a different look, a different finish. And so I tried just a little test stitch on the 20 count, and I think it looks fine. And it looks good, actually. And this is not a thread I'm going to be using, but I just wanted to try it because it's really pretty. but I am going to be using this Blendables as my main color. And then I'm going to be using this for the cats. And then there's a couple like hearts that are scattered, and I'm going to use this for the hearts. So I have an accent and then like a secondary accent. And I think these three, I think they'll all look good together. Oops. There. So let me know what you think. I think I picked well. So I am very excited to start that. I kind of want to start it today, but it's not September yet, so I really should wait and maybe start it Wednesday, because that's my early day, so I'll have a couple extra hours to stitch. I don't know. I may change my mind and start it today anyway, because I can, and nobody's gonna be knocking on my door telling me I'm starting my project, you know, 2 days early, right? Okay, so I think, yeah, that's all of my plans and stuff to share with you. I don't really have any haul to show you. I got a couple pieces of, you know, eBay fabric, unexciting weight or cream to put into my pile for dyeing, but I don't think I need to show you that. But I do have a thing of stitchy kindness to show you. This was from one of my viewers, Diane. I won't say her last name, I guess. You know, I'm going to stay out from right here on, because, you know, people say, oh, I'm not going to say their name because I didn't get permission. I forget to ask for permission. If you send me something, I'm going to show it on camera. I'm going to say your name unless you tell me not to. That's what I'm saying from now on. If you want to send me something, you don't need to be shy that you sent me, because you're an amazing person. Not that anybody needs to send me anything, but, you know, when people do, it's like your birthday and Hanukkah and last day of school and everything all wrapped up into one, because it's just so exciting when you get a package from somebody. Anyway, so Diane Wiswall sent me this for my birthday. But of course, because of the way our post office is lately, she sent it like right before my birthday, and then she messaged me. She's like, you're not going to get it. My birthday was Saturday. She's like, you're not going to get it till Monday. I didn't get it till the following Monday. It was just, you know, the way the post office is right now. So she sent me a lovely card. So cute. Made me think of Becca, Sambury Stitches, because she loves owls. But totally cute, and very sweet card. She sent me an Amazon gift card, you know, so I can get some stitchy stuff, more stitchy stuff. She sent me these cool safety pinny things that, like, they're the stitch markers or safety pins or whatever. I've been using these things for a lot of different stuff. I've used them for tags for my bags and everything, and they work really well. And plus, I think they're cool. I feel like I want to figure out something else to do with them because I like them. She sent me some 2020 charms. These might be kind of cool to put on to go back and like kind of just stitch all the pieces that I finished this year. So I'm thinking about doing that. Even someplace unobtrusively, just to, you know, do that. And then she sent me some like winter charms, like snowflakes in there. I didn't even realize there's a snowman in here, but these are snowflakes. So that'll be cool to incorporate in something. And then she sent me fabric, which getting fabric and floss is so thrilling to me. I don't know why. I mean, patterns are great too, but getting fabric and floss that you weren't expecting to get is just really cool. So this one's the only one that is actually like marked with a name and size. So the other ones I'm gonna have to count, but I think they all kind of look the same, so they're gonna be close. This is a 32 count Jobelin in lamb's wool. What's funny is these are all fairly neutral, which, you know, except for stuff I want to dye, I don't really have light neutral colors, so it's kind of cool that I got them. So they give me so many options. This is this looks to me pretty like it might be a linen. In this kind of like pewtery gray color. They all feel really nice. This does not look like a linen. This looks like an even weave. And this is sort of a peachy, like flesh toned color. I mean, there's definitely peachy pinkiness to it. So it's not just like a beige. There's a peachy pinky color. And then this one, this is like, I guess, a taupe. There might be a touch of like green in it. And again, I think this one could be a linen. I say that because I'm looking to see if it has any like slubbiness, but if it is a linen, it's a super fine linen because, yeah, so this might be a linen. So she sent me, as I said, these 3 fabrics, and they're nice big pieces. I mean, she didn't like send me little scraps. She sent me, you know, like good sized pieces. So exciting. So she sent me that. She sent me the gift card and the charms and the sweet note. And I can't thank you so much, Diane. I mean, I did send you a message on Instagram and stuff to say thank you, but you made my week. I got this on this past Monday, and I have to say, it just made me feel good. I wasn't, you know, with my tooth, and work has just been a little bit crazy lately. You know, sometimes I've had a few struggles in the past couple of weeks just with like, you know, life is like not fun. And then I got this, and it was great. So I have to say just such a big thank you to Diane and to the other people that have just embraced me and my channel as, you know, stitchy friends and reach out to me all the time and send me little gifties occasionally. It makes the decision to do this channel so worthwhile, because I know that this is gonna sound really corny, but I feel like I have been able to affect my world a little bit in a positive way. My brother said that I mentioned this like a long time ago on one of my channels, that my brother said I was like, you know, improving the world one stitch at a time. And it sounds really corny, but it is really what we want to do this for, right? I mean, why do a Flosstube channel? I mean, yeah, you're recording your work for posterity, so it's kind of like an online journal of what you've done, but it's also just, it's really great to reach out to the community and create relationships with people that I would never get to meet, or even virtually meet, you know, even meet as pen pals or whatever. So getting that feedback and getting little gifties from people with the notes that they send saying such nice things, it makes everything worth it, right? Anyway, so now that I've been all like corny and whatever, I think that's it for me for this week. I told you my plans. I'm gonna, you know, keep stitching. My brother is moving in 2 weeks, so not that I'm like helping in any way. I went over there yesterday and they were all packing and I was sitting around stitching and talking, but they so kindly said that it was a help because I was like keeping them company and whatever. So I may go over on the day that they move and maybe babysit the dogs if my brother has to go back and forth, that kind of thing. Next weekend is Labor Day weekend, so I should get a 3-day weekend, which will be lovely. And if I am smart, not that I necessarily will be, but I will use that opportunity to do some of my fully finished things that have been sitting around and really need to get fully finished. So we'll see if I have the energy to do that next weekend or not, or if I end up just laying around. But anyway, I hope you guys all have a great week. If you have a 3-day weekend next weekend, enjoy it. I mean, I'll talk to you next weekend, obviously. But yeah, have a good week. Have fun stitching. Have fun doing whatever crafts you like doing. Have fun doing nothing if that's what makes you happy next week. Until I see you again, please remember to be content, be kind, and be crafty. This is Karla. Bye, everyone.